Good morning, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to Basic Business for Non-Business Majors. What we're going to be discussing today is a fairly nuanced topic, a fairly difficult one to follow, so I thought we should do a quick screencast on this one. We're going to be discussing the difference between ethical, moral, and legal. So the way to really set the foundation for this is we need to understand the definitions. So just for some high-level definitions here, we're going to start off by understanding what is the law. And the law really are items or principles that have been decided on by a group. But the real bite to the law is the organization that sets those laws or those guidelines or regulations has the ability to enforce them, whether through the police, through the military, judicial decision, but they have the power of the stick, as I like to say. So the difference between laws and maybe the regulations or rules within a body, say an industry or a profession, is they have the power of the stick behind them, where they can actually take away your freedom or fine you, etc. So morals are a little, but they have more to do with you. It's your understanding of right and wrong. It is really not up to other people. It's just how you personally feel about it. Ethics, on the other hand, are the rules or the values related to how we act that are set by society or a group. And the way that I can remember the difference between morals and ethics are professions or businesses will have a code of ethics. So I just going to remember that the business has a code of ethics, so ethics relates to the rightness and wrongness within an organization or a group. Back in the mid-90s, prior to that recession, when Enron crashed and the big financial institutions really were struggling and going down left and right, we began to add ethics to many of the business courses and business programs. But as that thought progressed, we realized that there's really no such thing as business ethics. There are only ethics. And that's a quote from John C. Maxwell, and you may have heard of him. He is a prolific author as well as the pastor of a mega church in California. So that was the mentality or the thought process that we had in my master's program. There was not a specific course on ethics. It was something that we worked into every program because there was ethics that was related to finance and accounting and marketing, etc. So as we get into ethics, what are they? They come from Greek. Most of the good words come from Greek or Latin, but they have the foundation in moral character. So they can be a system of moral principles. Again, the entity sets them. The organization decides what is considered ethical, but it can be a collection of moral principles. They're established by custom or by experience within your own industry. They're learned over time, and they have a background in morality. So what may be considered an ethical decision in one industry may be considered unethical in another industry, and that's because they have decided their own ethics and their own rules. Some of the organizations that can set these ethical standards, your family, your religion, just a society in general. But many of the guidelines of morals and ethics, which again some people use interchangeably, is the golden rule. And lest we think it has its start in the New Testament, let's take a look at some of the other groups that have a foundation in the golden rule.